Matthew.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, good. I'm glad to see you. So first off, before we talk about anything else, I know that you have some things that you would like to clear up. There are things that have been in the press in the last year and a half that I really did not know about, honestly, until I had a briefing this morning with the producers. Mm-hmm. And so I guess a lot of people know about it, but I didn't know about it. But you'd like to clear it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some negative things written about me, said about me in the last year.
There's a woman in Cleveland who...
A woman in Cleveland who claims that I hit her.
Hit her where?
I think she specifically says that I hit her in private areas of her body, actually.
Okay. And where was this?
This was in Cleveland. I was making this film there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's been a very tough year for myself and my family. I mean, it's difficult to be accused of something that you did not do. I've never hit a woman in my life. Never have, never will. Mm-hmm. That's not a part of who I am as a man, and I hold that very dear to how I define my character. Mm-hmm. So that's been very difficult.
So what did happen? Why was, I mean, did you know the woman?
No. I was actually sucker punched in the face by a man. And I retaliated against the man that sucker punched me in the face. Mm-hmm. And so a fight broke out, and she was a woman that was in proximity to that, and she decided that she was going to write a different version of events that happened that night and try to extort money from me. That was what went down, and it went into first a criminal case because she alleged that I hit her. Mm-hmm. The prosecutors in Cleveland took about 6 seconds to see that it was a hoax and threw that out. Mm-hmm. But then it moved into a civil case, and we had to depose witnesses and find the truth, and that took quite a long time. So now it's in the past, and the case was dismissed, and now I can finally speak my side of the story for the first time.
Why didn't you go right away, and why are you now talking about it versus like right away saying...
Well, I mean, when you're involved in a criminal and a civil case, you're advised not to speak about these things, you know, because they're trying to find the truth and depose witnesses. Okay. And I also find that it's just a little bit undignified to come out and respond to people's allegations that are so outlandish with just one person is saying you did this, and you come back and say, no, I didn't. Right. I was going to let the courts, you know, resolve it on that end. And then I knew that there would be a time down the road where I got an opportunity to tell the truth. And,
but there have been some things that were true that you've learned lessons from. You got a DUI, is that correct?
This I actually did do.
You got a DUI. And where was...
Yes.
Where was that?
I got a DUI in Bend, Oregon, where I live now, very happily.
Not the DUI, happily live.
No,
yeah,
yes, I happily live in Bend.
You didn't happily get a DUI.
I was not happy about the DUI at all, and I was terribly embarrassed by that. And take full responsibility for it. I mean, I really own that, and have done every single thing that the state of Oregon requires for a first-time DUI offender. I've learned a ton. I did 4 weeks of alcohol informational training and just learned an enormous amount. One of the statistics that I learned was that 50% of people who get one DUI will get another. And I found that pretty astounding after what I've been through, that I will absolutely not be in that statistic. There's just no way.
You will never drink and drive.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it will be my policy to never get behind the wheel of a car after even one drink. Yeah. And, you know, I really, I mean, obviously I don't want to sound like I'm, you know, sort of I just learned a lot for myself. I grew up in Wyoming, and not to make excuses for myself in any way. In fact, I think I'm even being harder on myself for that. I grew up in a place where you had to drive 60 miles to go to town and hang out with your friends. So from a very early age, that's just what we did. And I lost friends in high school who were drinking and driving and had accidents on the highway. So I should have known better, and yet I did that off and on throughout my life. Fortunately, didn't hurt anybody, and then learned this lesson. So, it'll never happen again.
Well, it's good that you learned the lesson. That's the most important thing.
Thank you.
And silly. So many people do it. They think just one drink, it's okay.
Yeah.